natural gas company has linked the shortfall in its operations to recent drop in natural gas supplies by 80% owing to pipeline vandalism. The company's CEO says only 2 of the facility's 6 processing units are currently functional, while 3 gas pipelines are down. How much impact is this having on Nigeria's gas exports? Oyeyemi Oke, partner at AO2 Law, joins me for this discussion. Oyeyemi, thank you for your time today.
Thanks for having me, Esther. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. I wanted to get your initial thoughts on this developing story. What do you make of it?
I think what I make of it is that gas pipelines have become easily accessible for pipeline vandals, right? Before now, what has been popular in terms of vandalism had always been oil pipelines. Now we see gas pipelines being vandalized, which means that there has to be a shift of focus of security, not targeted only at oil pipelines, but also at gas pipelines. But in terms of how this affects us as a country, I think there are 3 ways we should look at this. The first would be the potential impact on our revenues as a country. Nigeria last year earned over 200 billion naira, about 250 billion naira from dividends. I think about 300 billion naira as dividends from the NLNG. What this means is that we have a projected dividend stream of about 700 billion naira for 2025. If we are starting the year with 8% loss, what this means is that the projected dividends of about 700 billion naira will be significantly discounted, or may be significantly discounted, considering the level of pipeline vandalism. That's on one side. So on one hand, it may affect our revenues. Second would be our debt obligations. If you recall, I think about October, November of 2023, Nigeria securitized about $7 billion against the revenues to be gotten from NLNG dividends. And if we are having a situation whereby the potential dividends are being jeopardized by the pipeline vandalism, this means that we may be running short of some of our debt obligations to some of our international financial partners as a country. And I think the third issue would be potential breaches in contractual obligations, right? Whereby I would assume that the NLNG may have prepaid contracts for the supply of cargoes. And if the gas supply is affected, this would also impact on contractual obligations, albeit, I guess, arguments around force majeure may be explored in order to mitigate the impact of contractual breaches.
Right, some very, very solid points there. And also, adding to this, I remember the chief executive of the company also did mention that outside of vandalism, that they also discovered illegal connections to a number of some of the pipelines which are down now. They're trying to also disconnect those illegal connections. In the same conversation you and I have had in the past around illegal connections to crude pipelines. Now we're seeing illegal connections to gas pipelines. Again, bringing up that conversation around the security, the state of security around Nigeria's crude and now gas assets, and how much investments we're making to protect these very valuable assets. What are your thoughts in terms of, what else are you hearing in terms of what the authorities are doing, what the LNG itself, Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Company itself is doing to mitigate this and to prevent future occurrences?
Okay, if you recall, based on my opening comments, before now, we had thought that the potential to vandalize gas pipelines is a bit minimal as compared to oil pipelines, considering the volatile nature of gas. But apparently, what we have seen now is vandals have been able to improve technology to be able to perfect the theft of gas or diversion of gas And what this means is that it is now necessary that there has to be also deployment of technology for monitoring of the gas pipelines. In my view, I think there are three ways of handling this issue, and these ways should be, I mean, they are coterminous. It shouldn't be just one means of handling this issue. I would say the three issues are technology, regulations, and engagement. Technology, which I've mentioned in terms of monitoring the pipelines, and this essentially is proactive in its nature so as to ensure that there is little occurrence of vandalism, or you can deal with potential vandalism in advance, right? And I would expect that a company like the NLNG would be able to do that. But do not forget that also this may involve some type of investment between the NLNG and perhaps the gas suppliers. On the regulatory side, I think it's now high time that force and bite should be given to the provisions of the PIA with regards to host community development, especially with regards to perhaps using what I call a stick approach with regards to pipelines that are vandalized within the relevant host community. The host communities should also take some type of ownership. This would also help in terms of proactively mitigating the potentials of vandalism. And the last, which I've mentioned, is engagement. In as much as you can use the stick approach through regulations, we should also, I believe that the players, both the suppliers and also the NLNG itself, should continue to engage with members of the community through by ensuring things like social impact projects and also job creation in order to dissuade pipeline vandals and criminality.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Oyeyemi. We'll leave it there. We'll continue to keep our eye on this story. Oyeyemi Oke, partner at AO2 Law.